Welcome everyone. In today's video I plan to make a couple of lamps and an end table, and one of the lamps will be a table lamp. I will be using this lighting kit that I picked up from Evan Designs. It only has 2 lights in it, but you can always order more and more wiring if you need it. This is one of the lights that I took out of the package. Comes with a coin cell battery and also a holder for the battery. And wired on that same piece is a switch. This one's a push button switch. The first thing that I'm going to make is a lampshade. This is probably the second lampshade that I've made, so we'll see how it goes. I'm drawing out what one of the panel pieces on the lampshade would look like. I want it to be a scalloped lampshade. I'm sketching this onto a piece of paper that's folded in half, so I only have to draw out half of the design. The wall light is going to be a simple design. It's just going to be the lampshade. But the table lamp, I'm still trying to work that out in my mind. Here's my little panel piece, and I'm going to lay it down on some copy paper, and I'm going to trace out several of them. I'm not sure really how many I need to trace, so I'm just going to experiment. I traced one, and then I butted up next to it, and I traced it again. I'm not really being exact with it. I traced out 7 of the panels, and one of them might possibly be used to overlap. I'm thinking I may use this one as a pattern and then just trace it each time when I need it. That way I don't have to keep on making it. Even though this one's going to be a pattern, I want to score the lines so I can get an idea of the size of this lampshade. I think the best way to attach the 2 ends will be to just overlap the panels. I'm temporarily holding it with my tweezers just to get an idea up on the wall what the size looks like. Originally, I thought about making it be a table lamp over on the side of the bed, but I don't know if I want to take up all that space and something else could be sitting there. I traced out my pattern onto a piece of cardstock. I thought I had some vellum. I was thinking about trying vellum, but I couldn't find it. I really wish that instead of cutting the lampshade out first, I wish I would have just traced it onto the cardstock and glued that down onto the fabric and then cut the fabric and the lampshade all out at one time. I really feel like that would have given me a neater edge. To glue the ends together, I'm going to use Aleene's Fast Grab Tacky Glue. I have better luck using that for fabric than Elmers Glue All. I'm keeping this lamp really simple, so I'm just drilling a hole through the wall. I'm going to make sure that the hole went all the way through and is wide enough for the wire. So I'm just drilling it from this other side too, just to make sure. In that back corner, I can't really see how the lampshade is laying up against the wall, so I'm testing it out right here to see how it's going to look. I poked a hole in the back of the lampshade that will be up against the wall. Then I'm running the light through there. I don't pull it all the way flush with the lampshade. I kind of leave the bulb about halfway. Then I run the wires through the hole that I created on the wall where the light will be positioned. Before I glue it in place, I hook up the switch to it and I make sure that the light works first. I don't see any reason why the light wouldn't work, but I just wanted to make sure. And it looks like it's working. And now it's glued in place. It has such a warm, peaceful ambiance now. What a relaxing little corner. I need to create that second light now. I want to make a table lamp. First, I need to make an end table that will sit on the side of the bed. I designed and cut all of this with my Cameo. I would like to share this simple end table with you, so be sure to look for it in the description of this video. All of the pieces are 1/16 of an inch thick, and you can use cereal box or even chipboard, just as long as the piece is 1/16 of an inch thick when you assemble it. I'm sanding all of the legs, but I don't sand the upper part of the leg. I also didn't sand the ends and the sides. With the table leg laying flat, I glue the front onto it. Just make sure not to accidentally glue it down to the surface. And then I glue on the second leg just like the first one. Create the back piece the very same way. Back or front, they're both the same. When you attach the front and back pieces to the side, be sure to leave a little lip like you see here. And You don't have to be perfect about it. You can just eyeball it. I don't know why I chose to do it this way, but I glued a side to the front and a side to the back, and then I glued those together. But you can glue them whatever way is comfortable for you. And now I just glued the tabletop on. It's a super basic table. I'm really just creating it to put the table lamp on. Here's how it looks sitting next to the bed. I really wanted to paint this table a wood tone, but that will be too much wood. So I'm going to base coat it with Mod Podge first. And then I just chose kind of not a light pink, but maybe a medium pink to paint it. Something that kind of matched the wallpaper and the bedding. Ever since I paper quilled some lamps from an older video, I've wanted to make some that actually really light up. So I'm going to use this coffee stir stick. I'm going to get out one of these lights and run it through there. If the light fits, I'm going to have to trim this coffee stir stick down, of course. I just want to see if this light can fit, and I'm thinking I'd have to pinch it just a little bit to make the light lay down flush with the coffee stir stick. Now that I'm pretty sure that light's going to fit in the coffee stir stick, I'm going to go ahead and trim it down a little bit now. I think I went about 1 inch or so. I really can't use a lot of super glue, so I need to cover this plastic, and I'm thinking I'll cover it with some masking tape. The glue will stick a lot better to the masking tape than it will the plastic, of course. I need to be careful though, because I don't want to add a lot of bulk to the coffee stir stick. That'll make it look funny when I go to paper quill it, so I'm just putting a thin layer evenly all the way around. I was thinking this first piece would cover it, but I did have to cut another one and run it on the other half. I cut several strips of paper about 1/4 inch wide. I'm trying to get a really good base started for this lamp at first. Since lamps usually have a wider base, I went ahead and rolled that whole strip of paper on there first. I created a strip that was flat on one side and tapered on the other, and that way if I roll the flat side even with the bottom of my coffee stir stick, it will give it that tapered appearance. I go more into detail on how I make my lamps in a previous video that I made where I made some kerosene lamps. They're all made the same way, and I'll put a link to that at the end of this video and in the description. I do paper quill a very skinny strip towards the top of this coffee stir stick, and that will help me attach the lampshade, I'm thinking. I'm hoping that it will create enough of a lip that it'll give me a little bit of a surface that I can put the glue on and then attach the little plastic cap I'm thinking about using to make the lampshade. Originally I was going to make like a circular disc or spoke wheel looking thing to attach the lampshade, but that still wasn't going to work, and I was afraid it would block the light. So I found this cap, I don't know what it went to, and it had a little indention in the bottom that was perfect to poke a hole and then have it sit there. Normally I try to steer away from super glue because I can't use it because of the fumes, but in this case that little tiny amount that I'm going to put on there to hold that plastic cap will be just fine. I had to drill a little hole through the round disc that I had glued on the bottom of the lamp base, and here I'm gently pinching the little prongs of the light together just so they fit into that coffee stir stick a little bit better. To create this lampshade, I'm doing it a little bit different than the other one. I decided to go ahead and glue a piece of cardstock onto the fabric first, and then I'm going to trace the lampshade onto it and then cut it, because I think that'll give me a neater edge. My plan is to just rest the lampshade on top of that plastic tubing that I glued on there, but I may even go ahead and glue it with just a little bit of super glue to hold it in place. Since the lamp base is paper quilled, I needed to make sure I sealed it first before I painted it, and now I'm just giving it a coat of triple thick because I would like it to look like a ceramic lamp. And now I'm drilling a hole in the little end table where I want the lamp to sit, and that way I can hide the wires under the table. If you want something that looks like a cord, you could probably use some crochet thread and color it black or brown or white to look like the electrical cord going to the back of the end table. I just love the warm glow of these lights. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.